Alright, so I'm watching this video. It's late. It's 11:51. I have work tomorrow at 4. Why am I up so late? Sometimes I'm just kinda, I don't even really need to. I get distracted, and the next thing I know, it's like 3 in the morning. Anyway, social media kills me. Like, videos. Anyway, I'm watching video on trans stuff and trans abuse. To transgender people when they're going through their transition, when they're trying to, like, especially at school, or it can be like in the Boy Scouts or whatever type of social gathering type place, but there's other people involved basically. Hi, keep yawning. When there's any kind of social stuff going on and with other people, really, situations, settings like that. And anyway, I don't know, just thinking back watching this video, the person, like, it was really bad acting, but they just got beaten up. But anyway, it just really made me think back to, they're running back to the house and they just look on their face just so frightened, and you can tell they just feel pathetic about themselves. Anyway, one could ask, why are you watching that? It just kind of brought me back to when I was in the car with my mom after a long, not really an argument, just after she had put me down even more and more and more. Like, it started out with something as simple as, hey mom, I really like his pants. I remember this day perfectly. I got in the car, I wasn't trying to start anything, I wasn't expecting any kind of, I wasn't trying to do anything, I didn't want anything to start. Anyway, it happened anyway. Something as simple as, hey mom, I like his pants, I really like how they look, and that's the right kind of length, that's the right kind of bag I want. Like, it's not like his ankles, like, it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I like that. Like, I love it a lot, mom. I love it. I like it a lot, and I like his pants. Something simple as that. And well, those are for guys, those are boys' pants. He's a boy, you're not a boy. And just from that, it jumpstart, whatever, and it turned into this rolling effect, like this tumbling effect of her bogging me down, her criticizing me, and her telling me I was wrong. I was wrong. And me just having to sit there and take it and feel like there's just nothing I can do about it. Anyway, now back to the video, relating to the video. I remember, just looking, this is the third time I've yawned. I remember just looking, like I said, at that person's face in the video. Bad acting, like I said. They just look so terrified, and if you could just tell, I guess if you really ever identify with this feeling, they just how pathetic they feel and just unworthy. And that just brought me back. Seeing their face, it just brought me back to being there in the car. And obviously this video is like displaying kinds of abuse. Oh, I can't talk, I'm tired, I'm yawning. Kinds of abuse that trans people take. And another thing about in the car with my mom. We had finally pulled up into the parking lot of our apartment at the time. Our glorious ghetto roach and bed bug infested apartment. Yay! I remember sometimes I would tell her, people bothered me. I hardly told her. I hardly did. And why? Why did I hardly tell her? Because I knew that I couldn't. I couldn't because I knew that it's not like I would receive any kind of actual support. Even though when other people are bullying you and they're the ones in the wrong, but then I was just always told that, it was always redirected to be my fault. And what I'm trying to say is, I remember sometimes I would, in the past, I would actually buck up. People, I would tell her, hey, well, they said this to me today, and this is what they did, and they called me weird, said I didn't belong, and this, and anyway, even if it wasn't like me talking like for 20 minutes, I would just tell her something like that. Why? Because it matters to me. it hurt me, got to me, whatever. And anyway, like I said, it always was redirected to be me, my fault, or something that I shouldn't have been doing in the first place. And back to the parking lot when we finally pulled up. I remember actually she we had parked in the parking lot, like I said, and pulled up. She turned the car on anyway. She was just talking. Like I said, at this point, she was on and on into a rant, which she tends to do, about how it's my fault and I'm just bad and I'm badness. And she finally got to a point where she said, and then Zar, and then you wonder why all those people are looking at you the way they do. You're wondering why all those people talk about you the way they do. Well, stop giving them a reason then. She was saying, I can still hear her words perfectly clear. She was saying that it was my fault, And I remember she actually said, oh, I guess I get emotional too easily. She said, that if I ever had to come home one day, I think because maybe I got into the question, I was like, okay, well, yeah, like, no, actually, no, she brought it up. She was like, and if someone tries to put their hands on you, that's a different story. And she said, if anyone ends up beating you up or, beating the crap out of you one day, don't come home whining to me about it. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to wash my hands of it. I'm going to wash my hands. I try to interrupt. I'm like, what? I'm trying to say, like, what? And I'm not saying I'm like, what? No. I was like, what? Because this ultimate shocker. It's unbelievable. Just like that. I'm dismissed. I mean, it's really unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable because, there was a time where, I wasn't like this with my mom, but she's just so detached from me now, she doesn't really care for me anymore. And anyway, I'm just talking about sophomore year. This is when I really started to see the detachment. And anyway, of course, because to her, that's when I started becoming such a problem, when I started to just dress more like a boy. And anyway, she said, that's right, I'm just gonna wash my hands of it. I'm gonna walk to the door, I'm gonna kiss Mark and Madison, and I'm just gonna wash my hands of it. In other words, I'm gonna walk in to my family, to my normalness, and I'm gonna forget about you. That's what she told me. I'm gonna get on with my life with the normal people around me, and I'm gonna forget about you. That's what she told me. It's like, am I really worth that less? I'm sorry, forgive me if I love to wear, mug straps and dress up shoes and, button up shirts and ties and instead of dresses or skirts and headbands and hair bows. Forgive me, just damn, I used to ask myself, what did I do? What did I do that was so wrong? And this picture, I don't even know why I still have it up, like, in my room. It's just a horrible reminder, but me and my mom, we used to actually be close, and, I mean, come on, here's a picture. She just looks so proud of me right there, There I am, so little. I mean, such a beautiful picture frame, right? And everything was just gone. There's none of that now. I'm not her cutesy little trophy with ribbons in the hair that she can show off anymore. I get it. She doesn't like it. She doesn't understand it. I get it. She's ashamed. And you know that when people in the queer community want to talk about pride and everything, we like to say, hey, well, if other people have a problem with me, if they have a problem with me, that's their problem. Shoot, I can go on about my life. I'm free. I can be me. Pride, right? It's pride after all, but things like this really get to you, you know. I guess some of us, maybe I'm being too sensitive, but things like this really get to us. Not only is it the fact that I'm actually stuck here with these people who don't like me, but we've made it clear that they're gonna get away from me because I'm just like this weirdo, like this freak now. I don't understand what I'm doing. Not only is it that, but I'm stuck with a reminder every day, especially like when I see my mom, that, I mean, that picture and everything, all the happiness and closeness, it's gone. And you know what? I know it's not true, but it's like I'm left with this thought in my head that's like, I'm just, maybe because I've been hearing it so much, I'm just left with like this thought that it's my fault, you know? Because I had to go and change. I just had to, and I had to mess everything up, you know? But I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, and I mean that in the way of, number one, it's just being me. It's just what I love, how I dress, how I act. It's just what I love. Like, it feels like the best stem, the best branch, whatever. The best handle that's attached to me. It's the best. It is me. I just don't understand why it had to go. Why I had to cast it away. I just, sometimes, and like I said, with this whole pride thing, you want to have pride, you want to say, if people have a problem with me, I can bump them, it doesn't matter, but I'm just reminded of the fact of, you know, that whenever I catch a glimpse of her, whenever she looks at me, whenever she's ranting about me and how horrible I am and how of a messed up thing I am, how much I've changed, how I'm just crazy, and how this is silly. These are all her words, too. It just, or she wishes she could just send me somewhere so she doesn't have to deal with me. I'm just so much drama. We want to talk about having pride, but I mean, it's a different thing when you're stuck with them, and then when they really hurt you emotionally, whether it's your mother, your grandmother, or your sister, your uncle, some friends. This shit. And as usual, I didn't want this video to be so long, but it was long, because I guess that's just me. I hate the fact that I'm hated, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, for all of us in the queer community, when we talk about pride, pumping our fist, raising our hand up, saluting ourselves, well, it's not always just, not even trying to make a pun here, it's not all about rainbows. Obviously, that's the reason why we fight so hard. That's the reason why we have to push so hard. That's the reason why we have to celebrate so much about ourselves. The reason why we advocate our own damn history. We do that shit. If we're not out there in the media, pushing ourselves, whatever, being flamboyant, pushing ourselves, pushing our ways on people as stupid general people like to say, if we're not advocating for us, for our community, for our culture, for our voice, for other people who are slaughtered, if we're not doing that, no one else will be doing it. I can put some serious money on the fact that if none of us queers, whoever the heck was the first, I'm not even talking about the first person who came up with our symbol of the LGBTQ plus QIA, whatever, the queer community, whoever, I'm not talking about the person who came up with the queer flag, I'm not talking about, the person who was known, oh god, I lost my place. I mean, I'm just saying it. If we weren't advocating our own voice, then I can put some serious money that none of these stupid general, you know, binary cisgender people would be. No, that's a given. That's just common sense. Because why would they? This isn't their life. They don't live it. Without us being the voice to say, hey, this is actually what it's like. They wouldn't know. And someone's going to say, duh. Well, that's life. That's how it is in other communities, other cultures too. Other oppressed, cultures and yeah, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get the bitter truth. I get the bitter quote of that's how it is, that's life, that's the world. I get it. Bunny ears right here. I mean, I get it. I get it. And I also get the phrase boo-hoo. I guess this is what being queer gets you. You're pushed down by your friends, family, people you thought would love you, keep you. Not just sheltered, but I mean keep you, really hold on to you. But, and you're just shown something different. And I guess that's my thing for right now. It just made me realize that watching this video.